Should you start an AI consulting side hustle in 2025? I'm going to answer that question for you in this video. Hi, my name is Esther Lessing and I'm from Business Analysis Excellence. Let's jump straight in. So first of all, what is AI consulting? So let's start really basic. So basically, AI consulting is simply where you guide small businesses to implement different AI solutions to make their processes work more efficiently or productively. So this could be chatbots or it could be AI agents. The other good thing about AI consulting is that it's fractional. So you will work on demand. You will work with your clients and set up their systems for them. You won't specifically be developing an app that you then just put out on a marketplace. That's not what this is. So this is about you working on demand when you have time to help small businesses to also get ready for the AI revolution. Why do you care? I mean, you're a business analyst. Why do you even care about this? Well, first of all, business analysis is changing very rapidly and the future is quite uncertain. We're not quite sure what and how and when things are changing. So it's better that you start to really educate yourself in artificial intelligence, and why not make it a side hustle and at the same time to start earning up to $100,000 a year more than what you're already earning. So it's really important for you to pay attention to this video because I think this is something that every business analyst should at least consider. So the question is, have you ever analyzed any processes? So if you have, this is really what that is. However, you just add a bit of AI magic to it. But let me tell you more. Why should you care about it now? So why jump into this now? Well, first of all, you would have noticed that AI is in fact transforming absolutely everything. So by 2025, so now, 25% of businesses have already adopted a lot of advanced systems. But what is kind of falling a little bit behind is the small businesses. So that's where we come in. We help small businesses also use AI by helping them to implement things like AI agents. So there's definitely a lot of trend happening around agentic AI for smart automation. So it's taking things to the next level. There are some really big productivity gains currently to be had. And for small businesses to keep up and to survive, they are going to need to use AI agents. Why not ride the wave? Use your business analysis skills or just your analytical mind to go and make the most of this opportunity to help small businesses basically survive. And at the same time, where your business analysis role, depending on where you are at and in which organization you're in, might feel a bit stagnant, this is the best opportunity to go and grab AI by the horns and basically make the most of the opportunity. So small businesses basically will save up to 30%, if not more, on operational costs by using AI. And they basically need us. They need consultants just like you and I to help them to make those savings. So let's quickly look at a few examples. So just like I've said, AI consulting for small businesses is hitting new highs with tools like chatbots enabling 24/7 support. So some of you may already have done this, started to build your own chatbot. Maybe you've played around with AI agents. I've done a little bit of all of that. Now, there are different ways that you can help small businesses. You can help them with simple things like lead generation. You can help them with some efficiency audits. So you look at how you can potentially increase their productivity or slash their costs simply by implementing a few simple changes using AI agents. So imagine you're working for a bakery and they are your client, you are basically going to help them make a lot of savings, and in the process you'll get paid for it. You will be able to make a real difference to a small business, and you'll also be building your skill set and your AI muscle. But now let's look a bit deeper into how will AI help small businesses. So it's not just about chatbots anymore. AI agents are actually starting to be really smart in helping to improve operational processes. So there's a lot of steps that they can now automatically do if they are set up correctly for a business. Like, for example, they can help with inventory prediction. They can help with content creation. They are actually used in the social media platforms quite heavily for content creation. They can help with financial forecasts, and they can help to track supplies, for example. So for a bakery, they can basically waste a lot less food if they've got a lot better information about exactly what they need and when they need it. But we'll talk more about that as we go. Now let's put our business analysis hats on for a moment. So we look at two tools. So yes, we love frameworks. So let's apply them here to see whether this business model of becoming an AI consultant makes any sense to you. So we're going to look at the business model canvas, and then we're also going to look at the SWOT analysis to really see if this is viable and what it means and what effort you would have to put in. So let's just run through the business model canvas really quickly. If you look at the partner aspect of the business model canvas, you can partner with a few different AI tools. Now I'm just listing OpenAI here, like ChatGPT, but there's others. There's all kinds of others, in fact, that you can find more information about in some of my subsequent videos. But what would you be doing in this business? So if we look at the business model canvas, it's like the blueprint of a small business. And so from an activities perspective, you will be doing some pre-setups with your clients. You could use and develop some templates and methods to expedite this process to save your own time. But it's about helping them getting ready to implement the AI agent or the chatbot. Resources, you will only need your skills. You don't need to be able to code to be able to do this. The beautiful thing of this business model is, in fact, that you can scale this to any small business enterprise, depending on what you decide to specialize in. It's highly scalable. Revenue, you're looking at really good rates, between $100 to $300 an hour that you can set up via retainers. And then you can keep your costs low by maybe $200 a month in subscriptions to different software platforms that you use to build your AI agents through. So personal fit, here it is about you starting to think, does this fit your life? And keep in mind that fractional work does mean a lot more freedom in your life. But now let's have a good look at the SWOT analysis. So let's look at, first of all, what is the strengths of being an AI consultant? First of all, it is easy to enter, especially if you already have business analysis experience. So you already know how to analyze a business. And scalability, because you've got your agents predefined, you've got them pretty much set up, you just have to fit every new client using that same AI agent or make very minor tweaks to it. Weaknesses, there is a learning curve. So you need to learn how to use AI to be able to build the agents. But it's not super technical at all. Definitely achievable for anyone. It's a huge opportunity. AI is booming now like it probably won't forever after this. And it might be booming now for the next 5 years in a variety of different ways. So if you wanted to really take ownership of your own career and your own future, I would really recommend you look at this closely. What is the threat? other people out there are realizing that this is an amazing opportunity. So other business analysts, consultants, software developers, testers, all these different people that's got a bit of a front running the AI thing, they're already realizing this is a great opportunity. As a business analyst, you're in an amazing situation to be able to make use of this. So I would suggest take the SWOT analysis and apply it to your own situation and look at it carefully to decide whether this will work for you. So what do you need to do to get started? First of all, yes, you need to study a bit on AI. So you basically just need to learn a bit more in depth, what do AI agents entail. There's lots of free courses, there's lots of YouTubes. Learn about what is an AI agent and learn about the different platforms that you can use and build AI agents with. Effort, I'm putting 3 to 6 months here to launch, simply because you might be able to build your agents quicker and you may have a lot of time available, so you might be able to do it all in a few weeks. But some of you might be doing this part-time, so you've only got a few hours, maybe after work or on the weekend. So it could take a while for you to get your business and your product and exactly what you're planning to go out to market with lined up, but it's very achievable. And then here it's saying 20 to 40 hours ongoing. This 100% depends on how many clients do you want. If you've got a lot of clients at the same time on the go, yes, you will have to work with them, make sure you understand how their setup works and all of that. So this does have a time element to it. But if you wanted to do really small scale and just start with a few clients part-time, it can take literally just a couple of hours a week. Steps. So I definitely recommend you think of a niche. So let's say, for example, you love a certain type of small business. Like in our example here, all about bakeries. Maybe you become a specialist in setting them up, because if you become a specialist in setting up a bakery or a dentist or an accountancy company or whatever company you choose, you will be able to rinse and repeat the same process very effectively and save time once again. And the market is so huge that you can most likely be able to just specialize in one small niche and you'll still do really well. And then build your portfolio up. So start maybe with a couple of volunteer small businesses just to build up a bit of muscle so that you know exactly what you're doing, and also to build up a portfolio with some references and reviews. And then you can start getting the word out that this is what you're doing and this is how you're saving and helping people save a lot of money. And yes, this is definitely a part-time friendly side hustle that can pay really well for business analysts that's looking into the future of work. So what is the cost of this and what are some of my pro tips? So first of all, you can start this up really low with a low expense. So like I said before, you can have as little as $200 a month of subscriptions that you might sign up for just to get the ball rolling. Maybe even a bit less, depending on what you do. But let's say you budget for about $5,000 a year or for the first year, because you might have a bit of marketing you're doing or whatever tools you might need. Then, like I said before, test it on one client and then use your analysis skills to do a bit of a self-assessment to see how did that go and how can you improve it. And then be really honest about where you're starting from. You know, it's like a bootstrap type of business. Start with one client, try it out, make it happen, and then take it step by step. Now let's just have a quick look at what is it you'll actually be doing for your clients. And again, I'm going to take the bakery because it's a really simple example. So like any business analysis project, this is how you can implement AI agents for a bakery. Very first thing you do, just like you would do on any project, is you'll go and understand what is the real pain points that they've got. Just like any project, that's what you do, and that's what a business analyst is used to doing. So I won't labor that point. Then you would start to gather the data that you will need in order to implement the agent. So let's say, for example, you've discovered that they are maybe always over supplying on a certain product line. So maybe now you can start to link sales data with inventory data by using an agent that links the two things and provides insights. And then you'll build the agent, and this is where you can use no code for your analysis. You don't have to code at all. You simply have to be able to learn how to put an AI agent together, which is not hard. If I can do it, you can do it. And then, of course, you test it and you keep training the agent to make sure that it's using the data in the right way. And here I'm just saying very modestly, you will be saving your client 20% or more that they'll have of less waste potentially in the bakery. So instead of having to get rid of all these pastries and breads every week because they keep on having too much, with the AI agent, they can be a lot more razor sharp about exactly which lines they will have enough for, or just make sure that you reduce their waste. So why does this actually work? What is so good about this? Well, first of all, you can scale. You can very easily scale this to cover different types of clients. When you get really confident in one area, you might say, hey, if I can do it for this type of business, I can definitely do it for this one. You can have up to 80% margins, so you can make a huge amount of profit. And there is a super high demand right now to do this. Flexible. So retainers for passive income. So you might build those relationships, you've set it up, you've got them going, and then you can potentially have a retainer system with them where they just pay you a nominal amount every month to make sure that if they need anything, you are available to help them. For you, you will be able to turn your business analysis expertise into a $100,000 side gig. Now, wouldn't that be amazing? But what are the real disadvantages? You will have to keep up with the changes in the AI space. So yes, you have to keep learning about things. Initially, you will have to build trust with your clients. But, if you're doing a good job, that should be relatively easy to do. And yes, there is real competition as well, because like I said, people are realizing there's an opportunity here, but it is still underserved. So I do urge you, if this is of interest, think about this. I think it's got real potential. Mitigate some of these risks by niching down. So basically with niching, you are selecting a particular type of business that works, that's something that you enjoy, something that you find interesting, that you really want to help be better. But can I give you another pro tip? Make sure that you choose the type of business that has a good future in the future AI world. Plus, it's a type of business that has the ability to pay you. So just 2 little tips if you choose your niche. Now let's just do a quick comparison between being a traditional business analyst versus becoming an AI consultant. So traditionally, you will be, depending on your experience as a business analyst, you would be earning around 50 to 150 per hour. So let's say on average about 74,000 US dollars. AI consulting, this could jump up to $500 an hour, depending what niche you're working in. So it definitely has higher upside. Demands, in a traditional world, traditional business analysis role, you are just basically every year steadily getting a slight pay rise if you're lucky. Whereas there's an exploding market happening in the AI world with this $47 billion AI market at the moment, and it's just growing. So why not take advantage of that? And then startup costs. The $500 to $2,000 that we're showing here for business analysis is kind of the cost you have to pay if you are starting from scratch and you have to get a certification done. So if you consider training costs and certification costs to get that credential on your resume. Or in a similar way, when you start learning about being able to build AI agents, for example, and other AI related tools, that might cost you around $1,000, depending on what you do. You might do a lot of self-study, do your own trial and error, which means that could be even a lot less. So the pros of being a business analyst in the traditional sense is that it's a lot more familiar, it's stable at the moment. However, the future is quite uncertain because the way we work is also changing fast. So unless you're keeping up really with all the changes as a business analyst in the normal world of work, which I recommend you definitely do, you might want to consider learning about this and challenging yourself by developing this side gig where you basically become very innovative and you'll get a real thrill when you start implementing solutions that you can measure your wins or your potential clients that you start building up. The cons of the traditional business analysis market is that it's saturated. Unfortunately, there is a lot of people that's struggling to find business analysis roles, especially if they don't have a lot of experience. So if you want to still pursue being a business analyst, you will definitely need to be AI savvy. So make sure that if this is your path, to start developing your artificial intelligence knowledge, experience, and practical application rapidly and fast. Because otherwise, those BAs that do have those skills will overtake your role. And then on the AI consulting side, the cons is that there is a learning curve, and with any small business, there's risks. So what I might suggest is that, like I said at the beginning, treat this like a side hustle. See how you go, because everything you learn as part of being an AI consultant in your spare time, you will be able to apply in your day job as a business analyst going into the future. So it really makes sense for everyone to give this a go. So my verdict is that AI edges for growth. So pivot to this if you can. So my very final thoughts and next step is that this model is definitely viable. It is low risk because you don't have to spend a lot of money or give up your day job or anything like that. It is high reward for business analysts because not only can you actually get real clients out there and make real serious extra money, but even if you don't get any clients, the learning and the capability of going into becoming savvy around AI agents is already worth your future in the AI-driven world as a BA. So what ideas do you have for this? Why don't you comment some of your niche ideas to help everybody else out? Remember, we are not competing against each other. We are all in this together and we all spread around the world. So there's enough work for all of us. So please don't hesitate to comment your idea. And please also subscribe. It would be amazing. Then you can get more videos like this where I talk about things that you can maybe start stepping out of the square a little bit and experiment. So if this has sparked an idea for you, please share it with your friends or your colleagues. I'd really appreciate that. And thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.